Do I love my lipstick? No. It actually looks kind of dead on me. But we're just gonna roll with it. Welcome or welcome back. My name's Joanne and today is my Pan Those Eyeshadows intro. Yes, it is the same day that I filmed my 2024 Project Pan finale and actually filmed 2 other videos. But I'm filming all of my intros today, at least I'm trying to, before the sun sets, because I just want to be able to use my products, you know? So there will probably be more usage than there would be if it's only really a month between updates, but because there's a little longer, I'm hoping for a little more progress. So like I said, today's video is Pan Those Eyeshadows. I'm so excited. I love this project so much. So this is basically staying the same as last year. There are just a couple changes. Before I get into my rules and everything, this project was created by Alexi. She does not post anymore, but I think she still has her videos up if you're interested in checking out her videos. A lot of other creators also do this project. It's a very popular project and I can see why, because it's just so fun. And now let's get into my rules. So I am going to have 5 total eyeshadows to work on in this project. This is going to be my fun project. So I'm gonna have another eyeshadow project where I have a neutral eyeshadow palette that I can use for work throughout the week. These shadows are basically just for the weekend to have fun with my eyeshadow if I want something different. We'll see how that goes with my goals. So out of those 5 eyeshadows, I'm going to have 3 randomized palettes and I'm gonna hand choose 1 shade from each palette. And I don't want to duplicate a palette because I want to try to use every palette in my collection this year. That was in my goals video, to reach for every palette until I have an opinion on them. Hopefully I can do that within the year. But yeah, so 3 shades from 3 different palettes. And again, randomized palette, but I'm going to hand choose the shade. And then 1 shade is going to be from an all shimmer palette or my singles. Also, if you can look closely at my wheel, you'll notice that 2 palettes are not on there because I have transferred them into my singles. I'm not going to talk about it. It's a brand where things have come out about them. And I depotted them because I just wanted to. But so those are included in my singles now, but they still have a chance of being picked for this project. And then my 5th shadow is from my Focus palette, which I mentioned in my Pan Those Eyeshadows finale because I just recently filmed that, actually last weekend. And I said that it was going to be my Blend Bunny Blends palette, but change of plans. As I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my 2025 Project Pan intro, I'm changing it last minute. I was so excited to use the blends palette, but this palette, the packaging won't close. So I'm like, I need to get use out of this before I can't get use out of it. It's literally one of my favorite palettes in my collection. So I'm not complaining about being able to use it more this year. And then my ultimate goal for each of these shadows is to hit pan or to hit 30 uses, whichever comes first. And that makes me nervous. Considering I have 5 shadows, I have, yeah. So that's kind of why I want to hand choose my shades so I can try to make it a cohesive color story. We'll see if that actually happens. Hopefully it does, because they're all colorful palettes that are going to be in this project. I don't have any of my neutral palettes. Well, there's 1 palette that's in both. That's because it's like half neutral, half colorful-ish. But I guess without further ado, let's just randomize these 4 palettes. This wheel should be updated to have everything that I want in this project. Let me just scooch on over a little. I'm sorry for the reflection. It's gonna be my first palette. Oh my god. Oh, that was a close one. Ooh. Shroud, it's freaking Bats. That is in collaboration with Batty Bean. What's gonna be the 2nd palette? Ooh, okay, so that is full of single shadows. That's exciting. So that's my Divina Hecate. Look, I don't know how to pronounce it. But that is full of single shadows and I'm so excited to pick from there. So my third and final palette from this wheel, and then we're gonna change to my Shimma Shimma wheel. This wheel loves my Blend Bunny palettes. I got Blend Bunny Lure, one of my faves actually. Now onto my all shimmer wheel. There are a few palettes on here that do have a couple mattes in them, but they're mostly shimmers, and yeah, I just wanted to include them. So here's my little wheel for that. So we're gonna pick one random palette. Let me skip this ad. Let's pick one random palette. Okay. It's actually not a palette. It's literally the only Super Shock on here because I have Pan on my other Super Shock. That's exciting. Actually, I could probably remove that. Okay, so I got ColourPop Frog. Let me go get those palettes, hand choose my shades, hand choose my shade for my focus palette, and come share everything with you guys. I've picked my shadows and I'm really excited. So the first palette that I randomized is my Shroud and Betty Bean. It's freaking Bats, and the shade, this is what it looks like. This is rearranged, so it doesn't come like this, but the shade that I have chosen is the shade 0, which has the biggest dip in this palette. It's my favorite shade in the palette. I was going to go with Adams, but I'm like, you know what? I'll just pick other mattes from the other palettes because I love the shade so much. So there's 0 right there. It's just such a pretty, like, lavender blue shift. So pretty. And no, it's not like the most sparkly indie shadow ever, but like it's still so pretty, and I can always top things on top of here. So I'm really excited to be using this and using this palette. It's not my favorite formula again, but I still love this. And then next I picked my Divina Hecate palette, and I already put it away because I just picked a single from there. And I decided to go with a shadow that I have from Divina, and it's in the shade Swirling Waters. It's like this teal kind of gold shade. So pretty. Oh my god. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. And both of these actually go with my color story, even though they're very different. But isn't that so pretty? Can you see the sparkles? Oh my god, I cannot wait to use this shade. And the third palette that I have randomized was the Blend Bunny Lure palette. So initially I was gonna choose Catch Me, which is this light blue, but like it has hard pan on it and I just don't want to use it. And then another shade I picked was a teal, and I'm like, should I just go with this one? But then I'm like, no, I'm gonna do something different, but still goes with the teal. So I decided to go with Seafoam right here, which is this light green, because I also want to make sure I have mattes. Uh-oh. This is also getting hard pan. That's not a good sign. Okay. But I also want to have mattes in this project, so I'm like, this one and my focus palette are going to be the ones that have mattes. But there's the shade Seafoam. It's just a nice, like, minty green, and I'm not the biggest fan of mints, but I'm like, you know what, it's gonna go with the teal that I picked, so we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it, you know? The single that I picked, well, the single that got randomized for me is ColourPop Frog. I just got this year, but look how pretty that is. Ooh. I don't know how this is gonna compete. This is definitely gonna compete with Project Level Up that I'm gonna be doing. That's okay. At least this will go with the palette because this is more of like a neutral-ish, everyday-ish shade. very much a topper shade, but it's like pink. No, it's like a silver, but like it has like pink sparkles in it, and it's pretty. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty. I do have mostly shimmers, which I'm not complaining about because I love shimmers. And my focus palette, which again was gonna be my blends palette, but it's gonna be my Blend Bunny Sugar and Grunge palette. And as you can see, this packaging doesn't close. Like, even holding it down, it doesn't completely close. So I need to focus on this one. And this is the one where I picked the teal. So I decided to go with the shade Baggy Jeans right here. It's just the mid-tone teal. Oh, this feels so much better than the Lure palette. No shade to Blend Bunny, you know I love them, but that Lure palette, like, they feel not great. But there's that one right there. As you can see, it definitely goes with this one. And swatched next to this shade from It's Freaking Bats. It was really pretty, so I'm excited to try that out. Frog is the odd man out. But I didn't even choose it. It got randomized for me. And I love how I said I want this project to be colorful shades, and then I get Frog. Like, really? Really? But I'm excited nonetheless. So there's my intro for Pan Those Eyeshadows. Let me know if you're doing this project or any other eyeshadow project this year down in the comments. I would love to check it out. I love watching eyeshadow projects. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great day, a great night, whatever time it is for you. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.